Hello, lovely student. Welcome to my lessons on string manipulation. In lesson 1, we're going to be looking at what is a string. A string is a data type, the variable that is declared of type string will store a string value. Let's take a look. So what is a string literal? This is an example of a string literal. This is also an example of a string literal. A string literal is written in single quotes. Let's look at this example. IT is fun. This is also a string literal. It could be a combination of characters. It could be uppercase characters, lowercase characters, but so long as it is in single quotes, it is a string. The next example is a combination of numbers, punctuations, so the full stop, the exclamation mark, the asterisk. They are all characters in a string. So a string is made up of a number of characters written in single quotes. Today is a magnificent day is also a string, including the character, the full stop. In the next example, I'm displaying onto a memo, learner's name is, and I'm joining it to a variable. Learner's name is my string literal, written in single quotes. Name is not a string literal, it is a variable. A variable that is joined to a string literal using string concatenation, and we use the plus operator to join a string literal to a variable. Note that the space is a character in a string, and to write a space in coding is a single quote, the space bar, and another single quote. Strings can consist of a number of characters, but you can also get strings that are empty and have no characters. How do I create an empty string? So name is my variable of data type string, and it is initialized to the null string or empty string. And the null string is written as a single quote followed immediately by a single quote. Let's see how we visualize a string. So I've got a variable send that stores the string. This is a string. Each character in a string has an index starting at index 1. A string starts at index 1. Index 2, the I is at index 3, and note the space is a character in the string at index 5. I is at index 6, the letter A is at index 9, the letter T is at index 12. And the full stop is the end of the string at index 17. So this particular string, this is a string, starts at index 1 and ends at index 17. So how do I extract individual characters from a string? I created a variable called cletter. Send of index 1, and note, to denote the index, it's in square brackets. So if I want to extract the first character of the string send, what will it return? The letter T. From the sentence, at index 1 is the character T. So let's look at the next one. Send at index 9. At index 9, it's going to return the character A. The next one, is sent at index 17. At that index, it's going to return the full stop. Is sent at index 20. What will that return? This particular string is starting at index 1, ending at index 17. It'll go out of range or out of bound error. So remember, a string is indexed using square brackets. Each character in a string is at a particular index. And a string starts at index 1. String concatenation. What does the word concatenation mean? It means that I can join or add two strings together. So if I had to use this example, we use the plus operator to join strings. In this example, sent is assigned. This is A plus test. What will that return? If I had to join these two strings, it's going to return this is A test. So it's going to join these two strings. This is A test. The plus operator joins two strings. In the next one, I'm taking the original sentence, including the full stop, and I'm joining it with another string, not. And that will return, this is a test, full stop, and the word not, including the full stop. Let's take a look at a Delphi program, how we join two strings. So in this little program, I've created t-edits to do inputs of the word 1 and word 2. And I'm also going to display on a t-edit the combined words. So let's use concatenation to join these words. Remember that the plus operator joins two strings. I've coded the simple program already. So I've created a variable sword1, sword2, and a variable sjoin to join the two words, and these variables of data type string. I'm extracting the first word from an edit box using .text. I'm extracting the second word from an edit box, and I'm joining these two words using the plus operator. I'm displaying on a t-edit. Note, when you display on a t-edit, it's .text. Let's run this little program and see how it works. So if I had to enter a word and I said it's going to display today sunny, but it displays without a space. How do I change the coding so that it displays the first word followed by a space and then the second word? Let's go and modify the code so that we can display it with a space. So I've got word 1 plus I need to add a space. Remember I told you a space is a single quote, the space bar, another single quote, and I'm joining word 1 plus a space plus word 2. And note that I'm using the plus operator to join these words with the character. Let's run that and look at the difference. So if word 1 was mother, let's use S, Mother's Day. Join that. We'll give you Mother's Space Day. So it's also very neat, easily readable. So it's it's much better to include a space when you are joining words. What if I was joining the number 12 and the number 10? What will that give me? Will it give me 22 using the plus operator, or will it give me 1210? So again, if I was joining the number 12 as a string and the number 10 as a string, what will that give me? Let's go and have a look at it in coding and let's see what happens. So let's change, instead of saying S word 1, let's call it snum1, and let's call that snum2 and sjoin. Okay, so if I was joining that, that will be snum1 snum2 snum1 snum2. I want to take away that because I want to show you. So if I was joining numbers and the number is of data type string, and if I was joining two numbers, what will the plus operator do then? Let's go and take a look. Let's run this. So remember, it's numbers, so I didn't change my GUI, but I'm entering numbers. So if I entered the number 12 and I entered the number 10 and I said concatenated, the plus operator is going to join 12 and 10 to give you 1210. It's not going to perform addition. Okay, so that brings me to the end of string concatenation. Thank you, learners, for listening. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and follow me on my next video.